In the future, 70% of human beings turns into aggressive and hungry monsters due to a viral outbreak. Good day and welcome to Amazon Recaps. The infection called mad cow disease has mutated into mad zombie disease, indicating that the entire world is now experiencing a zombie apocalypse. There are no armies or authorities remaining, just survivors striving to locate safe havens. The virus renders zombies highly aggressive, ravenous, and extremely hazardous. Forming bonds with other survivors is discouraged, as everyone either poses a threat or will eventually turn into zombies. This has led some individuals to adopt their hometowns as nicknames. Columbus shares that he's created a set of survival rules after witnessing countless failures. The first rule is cardio, as staying fit is crucial for outrunning zombies. The second is the double tap, meaning always ensure the zombie is truly dead, as they often fight back. The third rule is to stay cautious in bathrooms, as zombies have grown smarter and target people in vulnerable moments. The fourth is to buckle up, as car accidents have become more frequent in these chaotic times. 2 months after the outbreak began, Columbus finds himself at a gas station in Texas. As he approaches the bathroom, he notices a bloody fingerprint on the door, and steps back just as a zombie bursts out. Columbus quickly runs, but the commotion attracts a second zombie, adding to the chase. Thanks to his cardio training, he reaches his car, only to drop the keys, forced to sprint another lap around the parking lot to maintain distance. He eventually retrieves the keys and gets inside. After fastening his seatbelt, he drives off only to discover a zombie in the back seat. The zombie lunges, and in the struggle, Columbus loses control of the car, crashing into a building. The impact launches the zombie through the windshield, and Columbus is relieved. His seatbelt saved him. However, the zombie is still alive, so he shoots it through the window and steps out to deliver a second shot. Following the double tap rule, exhausted, Columbus collapses to rest, only to realize he's so shaken that his irritable bowel syndrome has caused him to soil himself. The next day, Columbus resumes his journey on foot and introduces another rule: travel light. He's heading to Ohio, hoping to find his reclusive parents still alive. Suddenly, he spots a strange black truck approaching, marked with white 3 seconds and equipped with the cowcatcher on the front. Columbus steps aside as the truck halts, and the driver, Tallahassee, steps out. The two men exchange wary stares, weapons drawn, until Columbus gestures for a ride. Tallahassee silently agrees and lets him in the truck. Once inside, Columbus checks the back seat, a new rule after his experience the previous night. He then tries to make small talk and learn about Tallahassee, who bluntly states that he doesn't do friendship. A quick flashback reveals Tallahassee using chainsaws to take down zombies, proving he'd be a valuable companion. However, he has an unusual obsession: finding a snack called Twinkie. After hours of driving, they come across a wrecked delivery truck, and Tallahassee insists on checking it out. Sticking to his rules, Columbus stretches beforehand in case of trouble. When they open the truck, snacks spill out, but there are no Twinkies, leaving Tallahassee furious. Before the outbreak, Columbus lived as a recluse, spending his days eating fast food and playing World of Warcraft. One evening, frantic knocking on his door startled him, and he opened it to find his neighbor, 406. She hurried inside, explaining that a homeless man with a sickly appearance had bitten her while she was walking home, and she was too terrified to stay alone in her apartment. Columbus let her spend the night, and they fell asleep together on the couch. Later, Columbus woke to find 406 had turned into a zombie. She chased him around the apartment, and though he managed to barricade himself in his room, her leg was injured in the process. Undeterred, 406 forced her way inside and pursued him into the bathroom. Columbus tried trapping her with the shower curtain, but she tore through it with her teeth. Desperate, he threw random objects at her and eventually used the toilet lid as a weapon before fleeing. When she continued after him, he was forced to strike her hard enough to kill her, which led him to create the double tap rule. In the present, Columbus and Tallahassee encounter a roadblock and begin moving cars to clear the path. During this, they chat about different topics. When Tallahassee brings up intimacy, Columbus fabricates a story to seem experienced, though he's never actually been with a woman. On the road, they spot a zombie feeding on a corpse. Instead of stopping, Tallahassee swerves to hit the zombie with the car door. Later, they arrive at a supermarket, and Tallahassee grabs weapons from his stash in the truck. Inside, he uses a banjo to lure out zombies. 2 creatures emerge. He bludgeons one with the banjo and takes out the other with his baseball bat. A third zombie lurking in the back becomes the target of Tallahassee's frustration, meeting its end at the hands of his garden shears. Afterward, they continue searching for Twinkies, but encounter Wichita, who urgently begs for help. Columbus follows another rule: always leave a door open, and agrees to go with her. She leads them to her younger sister, Lil Rock, who appears to have been bitten by a zombie. Tallahassee reluctantly agrees to shoot her, but Wichita insists it's her responsibility and asks for the gun. Just as Tallahassee hands it over, both girls spin around, pointing the gun at them. It turns out the whole situation was a setup to steal their weapons and vehicle. The sisters take off in the truck, leaving Columbus and Tallahassee stranded. In a fit of frustration, Tallahassee vents his anger by smashing the vehicle instead of using it. Soon after, they find a better vehicle and have to remove a pair of zombie arms stuck to the steering wheel. After checking the back seat, they discover a bag full of weapons. Tallahassee fires a shot to celebrate before painting a white 3 on the door. Then they hit the road. During the journey, Tallahassee opens up a bit about his past, revealing that before the outbreak, his dog was the most important thing in his life. The zombies killed it, and now he's in search of a new home. He adds that they must enjoy the little things, a sentiment Columbus adds to his rules. A few hours later, they spot their old car abandoned, on the road with the word, "Help" written on the door. Tallahassee goes to investigate, but finds nothing. Returning to Columbus, he's shocked to find Little Rock hiding in the back seat. She fires a warning shot to disarm Tallahassee and forces Columbus to honk the horn, summoning Wichita. This time, they keep the guys in the car, and the group drives off together. A flashback reveals that the sisters had been scamming people long before the outbreak. Wichita would pretend to lose an expensive ring in front of socially awkward men, using her charm and body to distract them. She'd then promise them $3,000 for whoever found it. After Wichita left, Little Rock would secretly find the ring, and the men would end up buying it from them for hundreds of dollars, believing they'd make even more money selling it. The sisters had a whole stash of rings that cost only $30, using the scam on every opportunity. In the present, Little Rock becomes distracted, giving Tallahassee the chance to reclaim his gun. Wichita reacts quickly, stopping the car and pointing her weapon at him. At this point, Columbus finally snaps, urging the sisters to realize that cooperation is their best chance of survival. His words manage to break through, and the tension begins to ease. Wichita tries to make conversation, but she remains distant. She mentions that Ohio is a ghost land with no survivors, unknowingly confirming the worst for Columbus. His parents are likely dead. Feeling guilty for unintentionally delivering such bad news, Wichita offers to give Columbus a ride until he can find his own vehicle. Later that night, after the others have fallen asleep, Columbus and Wichita share a quiet conversation, bonding over their experiences. When they find a truck for Columbus, he comes to terms with the fact that he has no family left, and decides to stay with Wichita instead. Later that night, they stop at a store to grab some food. Columbus, eager to impress Wichita, struggles with his rule of, "Don't be a hero." So Tallahassee goes in first. He rings a bell, and a zombie immediately emerges, only to be swiftly shot down. Tallahassee proudly calls it the zombie kill of the week, but Columbus insists the title belongs to a nun who once killed a zombie by dropping a piano on it. Inside the store, Columbus sprays cologne on himself to make an impression, but Tallahassee mocks him for it. In retaliation, Columbus sprays perfume on Tallahassee, who responds by hitting him. During the scuffle, Columbus accidentally breaks a decoration, prompting Tallahassee to encourage him to break more. Soon, the entire group is gleefully destroying merchandise in the store, having fun with their reckless abandon. Afterward, the group resumes their journey, chatting about a variety of silly topics, and their bond grows stronger. Eventually, they arrive in California and agree it's time to rest. They pull over to grab a Hollywood map, shooting a few zombies along the way. Soon, they break into Bill Murray's mansion, and Wichita is thrilled since she's a huge fan. Although Little Rock has no idea who he is, Tallahassee is disappointed to find no Twinkies, but Columbus is delighted to discover a private theater and invites Little Rock to watch Ghostbusters with him. He tries to learn more about Wichita's preferences, but Little Rock is of little help. Meanwhile, Tallahassee and Wichita are startled when a zombified Bill Murray appears. Wichita knocks him down with a golf club, but Bill screams in pain, revealing he's fine and just wearing zombie makeup to blend in with the monsters. Tallahassee and Wichita, thrilled to meet him, praise Bill, and he enjoys the attention. He shares some Mary Jane with them, and they indulge, eventually taking movie props and pretending to be Ghostbusters. The group then decides to prank the others. Bill sneaks into the theater, making zombie noises, causing Columbus to shoot him in a panic. By the time he realizes the truth, it's too late. Bill Murray dies in a seat, his only regret being his role in Garfield. The group wraps Bill's body in blankets and fires their guns in his honor, before tossing him off the balcony. That night, they enjoy a quiet dinner and play board games by the fireplace. As they reminisce about their former lives, Tallahassee opens up, revealing that he didn't used to have a dog, but a son. Overcome with emotion, he wipes his tears with money. A little while later, Tallahassee lightens the mood by shooting at random objects for fun, and takes the opportunity to teach Little Rock how to be a better shooter. Meanwhile, Wichita and Columbus exchange stories from their teenage years while drinking, and Columbus confesses that he never had a prom date. Wichita, feeling empathetic, invites him to dance, and the two grow closer. Just as they are about to kiss, Tallahassee interrupts, ruining the moment. In an awkward admission, Wichita tells Columbus that she does like him, but she's focused on her sister and survival, not on forming relationships. The next morning, the guys discover that the sisters have taken off in their car, as Wichita became afraid of the emotional bonds she was starting to form with them. Thankfully, Bill Murray has tons of vehicles, and Columbus decides to go after the sisters. Tallahassee refuses to join, believing the sisters don't want them around. Determined, Columbus tries to leave on a bike alone, but he immediately falls since he doesn't know how to ride. Taking pity on him, Tallahassee offers to give him a ride. Meanwhile, the sisters have arrived at Pacific Playland, completely empty. They turn on the power and start enjoying the rides, oblivious to the noise attracting zombies. As the creatures invade the park, the sisters frantically try to shoot as many zombies as possible while running. They barely escape to the car, but the zombies break the windows, reaching for them. Wichita floors it, and once most of the horde is behind them, they leap from the car just before it crashes into the water, taking out a bunch of zombies. The sisters rush toward a ride called Blast Off. The ride lifts them up and down, while the zombies follow, trying to grab their legs as they shoot. They continue fighting off the zombies until they run out of ammo. Now, they must rely on kicks and the final moments of the ride to escape. At that moment, the guys arrive and open fire on the zombies at the entrance, running over them as a double tap. Columbus spots the car in the water and believes the sisters are dead, but luckily, they scream from the ride and ask for help. Tallahassee tells Columbus to go after his girl, while he draws the zombies' attention by honking the horn. Surrounded, Tallahassee hangs from a ride, shooting at zombies and even getting on the roller coaster to continue fighting. He enters a game booth, locks it up, and shoots all the zombies desperately trying to break it, taking down each one with his skills. Meanwhile, Columbus shoots zombies too and enters the haunted house, where a zombie jumps on him but is quickly killed. He runs to blast off, using another swinging ride to hit zombies following him. A zombie clown confronts him, so Columbus faces his fear and breaks his hero rule for Wichita. Grabbing a hammer from a game booth, he hits the clown, knocking him down before smashing his head. There's one more zombie on blast-off, but Columbus activates the ride, sending it into the creature, which falls and dies. The group reunites, and Wichita tells Columbus her real name before they kiss. They then enter the store, and Tallahassee begins breaking things to find the Twinkies. Suddenly, the guys hear a noise and shoot at the storage door, only to discover it was a rat. Upon closer inspection, Tallahassee is devastated to find that the Twinkies box was destroyed by their bullets. Just then, they spot the sisters leaving in the car, but it's a prank. The sisters stop the vehicle, throw a Twinkie at Tallahassee, and drive off, running over a zombie on their way out. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and give us a thumbs up to support the channel. Thanks for watching.